We'll get going. Awesome. Okay, welcome Team B call tonight, Wednesday, 8:30. We're going to do a conference wrap up. So we have so much to get through. Imagine putting 4 days into 30 minutes. When you talk about a quickie, this will be a quickie, but we're trying to grab the most important stuff out. We've got a lot of people on the agenda tonight. So thank you for joining us. We're going to download as much as we can, the most important stuff. So first off, we are going to introduce our famous Sarah Naylor, who hit NMD and got to walk stage and do her heartfelt talk, made us all cry. We were all in front of the stage, all 55 plus of us with our Be the Change shirts. It was pretty inspiring. And she looked like an angel on stage with her beautiful white dress and her angel wings. And it was just an unbelievable speech. And if you haven't seen her talk, it was recorded and posted on Team B. Get some tissues out, you will cry. It was pretty amazing. But it was Sarah's first conference. So Sarah's going to talk to you guys for 5 minutes to talk a little bit about what that experience is, what it was like for her first conference, what it was like walking stage at her first conference. So Sarah, take it away.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, I am still buzzing. I now know that when everyone says go to conference, it will change your business. I know why. And yeah, so I'll just kind of rewind and share maybe why I didn't go. I actually have no good reason. I was full of excuses. My first excuse was that I couldn't afford it. Second excuse was, when I became a mom, I didn't want to leave Jagger, or Jagger was this, and I didn't want to bring him, and it's just an excuse. And I think Mitra said it, or someone said it, and no, it was Lauren Slocum in her closing speech. She doesn't want to take away from what people are going through, but an excuse is an excuse, and my excuse is no different than someone else's. And I will never, ever miss another one moving forward. There's just so many takeaways that you get from the business, from the community. It just is so, you come back so bountiful, on so many levels. Your heart is just overflowing with love from people that you've never even met. And to be there as an NMD, you feel like a rock star. It is crazy. And I've always been someone, even though a lot of people think otherwise, but like being in the spotlight is kind of weird. You don't have a choice. And, for the first time I was actually comfortable with it, and it was just so amazing to be at the 39 Club retreat, out of this world. And as a new NMD, you get to go to it, you're invited to it. And it just shows you how amazing this company is and how much they just want, all of us to have like this beautiful life. And it was so fun. And to, get to be in with all the cool kids, like having like an intimate dinner with Mitra and Doug and Joy and Sandy and all those amazing people. It was just out of this world. And yeah, it was, I like I said, I'm like absolutely humming with energy, and it's go time. It just paints the picture of how powerful this mission is. And I had like a big aha moment. I was so nervous. I hadn't been nervous going up into my speech, which is so crazy because 3 years ago when I started this business, I couldn't even talk in front of 4 people. And then to be asked to talk in front of 8,000 people was nuts. So it just shows you the personal growth that I've had. But day of, behind the scenes, I could not get my speech right. And so that's why I brought up the cue card, because I did not want to be up there like making a mistake. And Jen told me to close my eyes and take 5 deep breaths. And Catherine Lee, who is my mentor, and my coach for my speech, which is another amazing thing. I got to work with her personally to stand behind stage like Superwoman if you're nervous, because it really just empowers you. And in that moment, I had that aha moment of leading up to the speech. It's like memorizing it, making sure you don't mess up. But when you realize that we have all been chosen to be a part of this, and I was chosen to go up there and inspire at least one person. And each one of us has been chosen to be on this journey, and you choose what you do with it. And when I made that connection, I think it was a total just game changer in my whole entire journey. And I've had lots of them on the way, but it was pretty powerful. And I'm just so beyond blessed to be a part of this company and community and product. And yeah, it was total rock star life for sure. And I'm so excited for each and every one of you to get there because it's awesome.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, it was pretty cool. That's for sure. And when we're at the 39 Club retreat, everybody wants to know who your new NMD is. So we had total bragging rights of our new NMD. So it's a lot of fun. Thanks for sharing, Sarah. So the next person is Sarah Moran. She rocked the stage. She was talking to over 6,000 plus people on her Tower Garden experience. And she just made us all so proud. And people came up just saying, oh my gosh, she's so funny. She's so cool. You're so lucky to have someone on your team like that. So Sarah's going to share a little bit about her experience of using the excuse that, oh, I have a baby. I think that's a big excuse that people bring, but she can maybe share about how this is truly a family business and how Juice Plus Company loves on families and kids and babies. And she's going to touch base on Tower Garden and some updates. So Sarah, take it away.
Hey guys, so oh my goodness, it was a surreal experience. But traveling with a baby, it was a lot easier in Indianapolis, but the first day was the toughest because I was by myself and there was the time change. But then as soon as all you bees arrived, it was the morning of my speech, I hadn't slept. I was a hot mess. I was crying in the Starbucks line to Sarah, and Susan Baker shook me and she's like, what do you need? And I'm like, I need food, I need coffee, I need this. And everyone just came together and someone took care of Madeline, and Leslie brought a white noise machine for the hotel, and Melissa would take care of Madeline so I could get dressed. Everyone just helped out and made it possible for me to go and experience the best conference I've ever experienced. I could not have done it without all of you guys. And it was on my flight home that I noticed that us Juice Plus people, we just have this connection. On my flight, the two people who sat beside me were into Tower Gardens, and I could tell they were just Juice Plusers. They weren't wearing anything flashy, but they were just like, can we help you with Madeline? They're the most helpful people. So we have this special bonding connection. And so doing it with a baby was tough, but I'm going to do it all over again. It's not going to stop me for talking on stage. Oh my goodness. I was a hot mess. Sarah and Jen kept it together for me. And luckily Madeline slept, and I wrote everything on my cue card, but I was so nervous. I couldn't even read my handwriting. So I had to wing it, and I just spoke from my heart. And, I think that's the most important thing is I'm just so proud of everyone that I've met and everyone on my team. The things that people are doing, like Becky and Sue and the Parkdale Food Center, the things that are evolving beyond me. I'm just that vehicle. I'm just that voice. And to have been that voice on the stage representing all of Canada, that was such an honor. To high five Tim Blank, he asked me for a photo op with his wife and his child. I was like, what? Okay. It's unbelievable. And Phoenix is so special to me. It was my first conference. So I was really sad, Becky, that you weren't there because that was our first conference, so I carried you with my heart, but it was great. What else am I supposed to talk about? Hold on. I got so nervous. I'm nervous talking to you guys. Oh my goodness. And then Sarah wanted me to talk about my mindset shift. Do you still want me to touch base on that?
Maybe just the Tower Garden updates or something.
Yeah, Tower Garden, I think. Is there any updates on towers?
I didn't get any updates on towers. I didn't even know I was supposed to do this. Well, according to the Tower Garden world, oh, wait, I did find out that your microgreens kit does not come with rock wool, and you just use your regular seeds, and you just start snipping your seeds early. I didn't know that. So if someone orders that extension kit, they have to order rock wool. And the lights are still back ordered, yes. So I do have an update. That is all.
Yeah, and they're definitely looking at expansion on the towers. So I know that they're playing around in, I think, Europe maybe next year. They've got some cool stuff happening in Dubai with towers. They actually have this like sustainable like community with towers everywhere in these domes. So that was really interesting. And just like Stephen Ritz is on the go, just going all over the world and educating about what his mission is. So he's just moving and shaking, and Tower Gardens continue to go up everywhere. Sales continue to boom. So it's definitely a hot commodity, and it creates a lot of conversations. So the message was, if you don't have a Tower Garden, get a Tower Garden, because it will definitely help grow your business, and we all know that. Okay, next person, Kathy. Did I see Kathy? Oh, there you are. So Kathy is 5 weeks new, I guess, of actually starting this business, and she fast-tracked to sales coordinator in 5 weeks down at conference. Congratulations. Incredible. Yeah. So Kathy's going to just talk a little bit about her experience at conference as a first-time attendee, and just how she got to fast tracks, what her commitment was to get there. Pretty awesome.
Well, the conference was absolutely amazing. I know I've been to other companies' conferences before, and this was like none I've ever experienced before. Amazing way to be able to share and help each other. That's the big thing. You know, Sarah talked about doing Juice Plus and everybody helping each other, and everybody was helping her with Madeline, but everybody helps everybody. It's just that's just so mind-blowing to me, and amazing that happens. So my experience as far as sales coordinator, well, things just started to snowball. You know, some of you met my dear friend Diana on conference, which is one of a kind, and my husband was my other virtual franchisee. They both went franchisee, and we just had a great time during the month of April, just making that happen. So we have a house down in Phoenix that Crystal and my friend Diana and I stayed at, and the one night I think we could have gone to some party or something on the Friday night, and instead of doing that, I thought I was just going to have like a wine and wellness no, Friday night was a salad in a jar, because we wanted to have, I'm getting mixed up on my dates, it's all a blur, but anyway, earlier Wednesday it was that we had salad in a jar. So we had salad in the jars for lunches through the whole convention. It was really great. And my dear friend Barb down there, who picked us up at the airport, then she came to the salad in a jar party. And then that afternoon she ordered Trio and Omegas. And then the Friday night, I believe, we had we had a wine and wellness at the house, and invited all the other people that I knew from Phoenix, and they all came over, and we did, there was another couple sales out of that one by Sunday night. So I knew going into the conference, I needed like 144 points. And so it was pretty cool getting the 2 orders, and that's what put it over the top.
Awesome. Yeah, when we heard what you had opted out to, like, probably have the best party, this was more important, and that just shows your commitment. So yeah, very proud of you, and just to hear how our culture is so different compared to the culture that you were used to, that really hit home for me, to realize when you compare, you know, what it's like to work for another company in this industry, and how closed off they are and not sharing, and, you know, to having the opposite experience. I know there was a lot of tears, I think, from Diana on that one. Really hit her heart hard. We've got Brandi. Is Brandi on? There she is. I can see her. She's kind of a little dark in the background. Brandi's going to be our next guest speaker. Brandi, I think this is what, your third or fourth conference now. So she's now I'm going to say conference junkie. And one of the trainings that happened at conference was around health consults. And these health consults are definitely taking off. It was trained probably a couple months ago on Team Shining Star. And Brandi is just going to touch base with you guys. If you don't know what health consults are, this is really helping grow distributors' business in a big way. So Brandi, take it away.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, we can.
You can still hear me though?
Yep.
Okay. So basically they talked about how because they were having so many new reps and they felt uncomfortable to talk to people, that they would do these health consults, their uplines would. So they would send a message, and it is, I can post it afterwards. I saved it, but I'll just read it quickly. Oh, I lost it. Anyways, hold on. Let me share my screen. I'll just show you. There's a few quick slides that they use. If you want to go on the Team B, I believe it was posted in because somebody shared it. And there's 2 videos to teach you how. Yeah, my computer might be messing up because of my internet. Okay. Anyways, I can't find anything.
I saw it. Brandi, I did see it in your little, you had to go over 2 more and it said health consult.
Oh, it did?
Yeah. Just go back to where you were. I think you were just 2 over.
Oh, there.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyways, they start out the health consult. So there's a rep and the upline who's going to be your third party and your person who you're going to invite. And you're going to have them come on, and I will post the verbiage afterwards. And then you're going to have these few slides. They just use a couple instead of using the entire thing, I think, to make it a little bit quicker. And basically, they just asked them a question when they started. And the question was, sorry, it's so dark in here. I didn't turn on the light. Okay, so just tell me a little bit about yourself and your health journey. And then they tell you a little bit about themselves. And then what's an area in your life that you're really confident with? What are 3 like things that they're happy about themselves in their health. And then 3 things in your area or in your life that you would like improvement on. So then they'll answer you, and then you'll know how to go through the slides and kind of tailor it to them. But they made it really simple. Instead of reading everything on here, it was just like, the size of your fist. Did you know that, 1 serving size is the size of your fist, and you're supposed to eat 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables? Are you doing that? And kind of asking those questions. And then they moved on to the next one, showing this slide on toxicity and how when you're just yo-yo dieting or you're exercising and you aren't eating enough plants to get rid of the toxins in your body, how that retox. So then basically they just read all of the information here on this slide. They get to the next one and they talk about the core 4. And then we heard, if you were part of Michelle Ball's talks, how she just said, understanding that, water is free. This is something that everybody can do. Drink lots of water. Sleep is free. Everybody can do that. You can exercise for free. So kind of like talking about those things, and then talking about how then you add Juice Plus into your life and the 2 shakes a day and what you're eliminating. and you just talk a little bit about why and try to tailor it to their needs. And then going into the next part where they're eating obviously 45 different whole foods and how they're vine ripened, you're getting the full nutrition from it. And if they don't really understand that, then they use this slide talking about how isolated vitamins, you know, it's just like one isolate, whereas an apple has tens of thousands of different vitamins in it. And then the last slide they use is their journey. So here's my journey. I'm very naked. And the kids and Jackson's eczema. And like, I would just kind of go into all of that stuff. So you would make your own journey as your post. And maybe if you were doing it, the two of you would both have your posts in there. So like, let's say it's me and Sarah or whatever, right? So we would both have our journeys on here and we'd both be able to share our journeys. So that's pretty much it.
Okay. I love it. I haven't done a full-on health consult like that, but I think that is just brilliant. So again, this was a tool that a group of distributors are using to really, really build their business. So another tool for you guys to consider. When I think about the old days, the way that I used to build was having a booklet like that and meeting people like at the coffee shop and having like one-on-one coffee meeting. And now we have that available to do online so that we're more efficient in our time. So something to think about. All of that stuff was posted on Team B. It's also on Team Shining Star. So if you guys want to start trying it out, if you need any of the leaders to be part of that, let us know and we will jump on and help you do your health consult so you get comfortable with it. The next person that I have was Melissa and Susan. I don't know, are they on here tonight? Oh, there's Susan. Hi, Susan. Can you still train tonight on a little bit of the science for our greens and blues?
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so just a couple minutes. Really exciting stuff happening in the science realm and in the product realm. So I'm just looking at my notes from conference, and more research is underway on the impact of Juice Plus on the body, specifically the microbiome. This is amazing because there's nothing in Juice Plus specifically that would make you think it's going to alter your gut health. No probiotics, you know, that kind of thing. And yet they're going to study this. This is amazing because this is a current trend right now, right? Is the root of health being in the gut. So that's exciting. So we'll watch for that. But there was something that they announced at conference, and they have produced a new research video on this. That man with the accent, you know, who does those like professional research videos. Awesome. So I'm sure we will post that in Team B when we all get access to that. But one of the things that came out of the current research is that the phytonutrients in Juice Plus actually create reactions in the body that generate additional phytonutrients that weren't present in the original Juice Plus. So this is pretty cool. That's like the basic summary of it, and watch the video and you'll learn more what he's talking about. The other thing that Juice Plus is trying to do is, and I liked this, they had like juice in big letters and plus in little letters. So they're kind of saying we want to put even more emphasis into the actual fruit and veg itself and much less into the what we call the non-medicinal ingredients, right? So some of the, anyway, I won't even list them. But one example of this is folic acid. So this is amazing. They are changing the formulation so that there is no more folic acid being added to Juice Plus. Instead, they're going to find a natural source of folate in the form of lemon peel. So there, you'll see now on the ingredient lists and in some of the imaging that lemon peel is present in Juice Plus. And that's because it's naturally high in folate, which means it gives us a good source of food-based folate. And some of you may have heard that, and I won't get into it because it's way too complex, but there is a movement right now which is really negative on folic acid because of the MTHFR mutation in metabolism and in the cell biology. So this is huge for Juice Plus to be getting behind this. The fact that we can say that it won't have any folic acid present is massive, particularly in the area of autism and anybody with any other kind of metabolic or detoxification issues. So this is an example of Juice Plus getting ahead of things and taking that out so that, you know, we can say that it's clear of folic acid. The other thing is they're eliminating the papaya, because papaya is genetically modified in the States and in Hawaii, and Juice Plus is concerned that it cannot source out 100% non-GMO papaya anymore. And so they're moving away from that, and they're putting mango in instead. The other thing was, this is the last thing I'll say, is the oats. Even though Juice Plus uses certified gluten-free oats, they can't claim that on the product because internationally oats aren't a guarantee to be gluten-free. So there's too much concern in the area of inflammatory bowel disease and, you know, celiac and Crohn's and that type of thing. So they're taking out all the oat, and they're just adding extra rice bran for the phytonutrition that comes from the bran from oats or from rice bran. So I love all that. Oh my gosh, you guys, that is really good news. All of those things I just shared. And did you guys mention that they're changing the name from orchard to fruit and garden to veggie and vineyard to berries? So it's going to be much easier. We're just going to call it the fruit blend, the veggie blend, and the berry blend. That's all I got.
Awesome. Thank you, Susan. Appreciate that. Okay, so we've got a couple more speakers. We're going to go over a little bit, so if you can stay on for a few more minutes, that will be great. Real quick, I'm just going to talk about a few things that showed up that I don't think we're going to catch. So there's going to be a nutraceutical and medicine conference. We're getting back into them. It will be on the Wednesday, October 18th in Florida. So any health professionals on our team, or even maybe you're prospecting, it's a pretty big deal to have a day of training in the medical community with medical people in front of the room talking about latest and greatest. There'll be more on like the specific, but usually they have a specific theme for the day and they get certain credits for it. And definitely some of the health professionals over the years that I have met, they came into the business because somebody invited them to this conference. So just an FYI. In regards to conference for this upcoming one in Florida, something new is going to happen. Typically, we always start on Thursday morning with the Team Shining Star morning training. What's going to change is that on Wednesday, from 1 o'clock till 10 o'clock, we actually have our little own mini Canadian conference. So what that means is we're going to have our own part of conference that will all be related to Canadian content. Feedback that we have gotten over the years is that we're always blended into the US and it's US numbers, and rural Canada gets left out in the background, and they want to change that so that you guys feel that you can be kind of in the Canadian energy and be amongst our Canadian people. So I think we had, I don't know, close to 400 people show at the conference. So imagine having a little mini conference. We'll end up having a dinner. We'll have recognition, all of that stuff. So some of you that have already thought about conference for October for Florida is you'll want to be ready to go on Wednesday at 1 o'clock and not miss, if you can, depending on your work schedule, if you can take it off, is to be there for 1 o'clock. So for a lot of us, we can actually take like a Wednesday morning flight out of Ontario and be down there in 2.5 hours. So we could get a really early flight if you didn't want to stay an extra day. So food for thought. Bonuses. Did you guys see the bonus? So you know in Canada that we have up to, when you hit 24 Club, which Jen Brennan hit, she was rewarded $2,400. And then there was no more cash after that on our compensation plan, other than when you hit 39 Club retreat, 39 Club, you get invited to the 39 Club retreat, where you get a pretty, nice resort for 2 days, and you get wined and dined, which there's obviously a nice value to that. But they made some announcements. So the new bonus plan, so I'm going to say the carrot, if some of you guys like to chase the carrot, when you get to 39 Club, you're going to get $3,900. When you get to 50 Club, you're going to get, any guesses? $5,000. When you get to 75 Club, you get $7,500. And when you get to 100 Club, $10,000. So it was pretty cool. At the NMD meeting, there was probably 15 people that got called up, and I was one of them. And they gave me a letter to say that I was rewarded $10,000. So I was a really nice surprise. It definitely, rocked my world. And I was like, I can't wait for you guys, to get that type of cash. Ironically, it's already spent. How does that happen? But that was really cool. A nice surprise. And then the last thing I want to talk to you guys about is the QNMD and the NMD Summit that is happening this year. QNMD Summit is new. So what's really neat is they announced where it's going to be, Quebec City, and the dates for that. So if you guys are SSC and you're gunning for Q, you have until November to get there. And it will be December 8th and December 9th. So if you're a QNMD, you would go 2 nights to Quebec City and get training for the QNMD for that level. And if you become an NMD, you get to go for the whole 4 nights, which is Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday to Quebec City. So pretty awesome. And I really hope that some of you guys can get the vision and put that on your board and go for it. As you saw how Sarah moved so fast that if Sarah can do it, you guys can do it. So the last 2 people that I'm going to bring up is Dax and Steph, our future power couple on our team. Are they on? Let me see. There's Steph with a blank. Hey, there's Steph. And Dax, I see Dax. So we wanted them to talk. It's their first conference, and just some nuggets that they got from conference and what it was like to go as a couple for the first time. So Steph and Dax, you're on. Steph, you have to take yourself off mute, dear. There you go. You're on. Yeah.
Hey. I thought it was a pretty important conference for both of us to attend. It was the Juice Plus 25 years. Nicole was hitting 100 Club. Sarah Naylor Mukhtar was hitting NMD. And then I was really surprised to see how many other team beers walked various stages, whether it was the Thursday morning training or I know Susan and Kelly, at least I recall those. Brandi walked across becoming SSC and as Q. So I was really surprised to see how much presence we had at the conference, and felt a little bit of pride too. Also amazing to see so many people from around the world. So Adam Westwick and Brian Marsh, a couple, last year I think they were on a Team B call, and they made such a huge impact talking about how fast they've created their teams in Australia. And to see them there live and in person, just like Sarah Morin said earlier, you really feel that Juice Plus family feeling, that Juice Plus nation. And that was a funny term that Stephen Ritz used. And I can't forget Sarah Morin on stage, of course. Who could forget that? That was amazing. So I understand that Stephen Ritz doesn't attend every conference, but his presentation was so high energy, so powerful. that was really, that was pretty exciting. Dax wondered, who's the poor schlep that has to get up on stage after that? So, like, how do you compare to that? But I learned a lot. Dax and I both did. We shared a lot of notes on the way home on the plane, and we were making plans, and we were writing up schedules and planning, making weekly plans and monthly plans, and, a lot of things finally came to I don't know, it came to life for our vision board. So we are making plans, and not the least of which is walking the stage together as a power couple, Juice Plus power couple. You wait and see. It's going to happen.
That's amazing.
Is Dax there?
I'm here.
Hey.
Hey.
What do you got to add?
Steph really talked about almost everything. I guess what I really got out of it, I think all the stories that people, when they came up on stage, a lot of the MDs, first it's fantastic seeing Sarah Naylor up there, obviously my sponsor. So congrats again, Sarah. Like she was amazing up there, and Sarah Moran, just her personality, her charisma, like just totally great up there. Like she belonged up there. It was fantastic. Stephen Ritz again. I couldn't say much any more than that. He was fantastic. That was a great thing to see. The NFL player really kind of struck with me. Thinking how did an NFL player even bother getting into this business? Usually they're kind of set for life after that. Even he's coaching, and there he is on stage. That was a real that one resonated with me a lot. And just a lot of motivation. And like Steph said, I mean, we saw so much and heard so much that we are making these plans that we want to walk up there together. And it was even my pledge to Steph that, I mean, if I made it first, I mean, I'm not going up there yet until she is with me. So we got a lot of work to do, and and we want to make it happen. I mean, I've kind of found myself just coming home, but I haven't stopped on my phone. I've been messaging, I don't know how many people trying to invite me just a Thursday, just talking it up and asking anybody under the sun if they want to look at a shred or whatnot. So I've come back with a lot more motivation and a little more, I don't know how to say it, but I don't know, just doing it, just not making any more bullshit excuses, just to take the time that I have at work when I'm not teaching classes. Taking those gaps I have in my day to, to do something with it. And I think that's going to make a big difference. So here's to the next power couple coming up on stage.
Yay. Awesome. Yeah. You guys are a great example of what conference does. Is you just need to get down there. You need to see the vision. You come back, Sarah Naylor is on Voxer right now with us, NFDs, and like she's contagious on us, and her energy is just crazy. So it's so awesome to see. So on that note, I know we're about 10 minutes over. I'm just going to let Jen Brennan wrap it up with kind of her thoughts. She's in U24 Club. She had her first baby, NMD, walk stage, did so amazing. And, it's funny because Jen Brennan was in the same situation. I'm not going to conference. My life is too busy. And she duplicated that. And now I'm sure she's kicking her butt a little bit and won't allow her team any excuses. You just got to get there. So, Jen, if you want to wrap up, that'd be great. Thank you.
Hey, Jen, just before you do, Sonia was supposed to talk.
Yeah, I just wanted to intro Sonia because I think Sonia's up first. It's just on the bottom left, Sonia, if you just hit it. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, sorry, my button wasn't working. Sorry. No, I guess I'll just quickly say in terms of the community, a lot of people ask me what I was getting the most out of this conference. And it was by far, it was just the community. And I know some people already touched on that, but I really, really felt like, everyone's just so friendly and so approachable, and not once did I ever felt like, I'm not accepted here or by any means. Everyone's just so amazing. And I remember Sarah told me that when I actually started this, and the first thing she said was the community is amazing. And to experience that for myself was awesome. Everybody was introducing themselves. I felt like I could talk to everybody. There was no judgment. And, for someone like me who is a bit shy, for me to walk into a place where there's a lot of new people that I don't know, it can be difficult. And I didn't feel awkward at all. Like, it was amazing. So it truly is. I feel like I'm part of a big family, and it's wonderful. So that was huge for me too.
Awesome. Thanks, Sonia. Yeah, I kept saying to Sonia all weekend, what's your biggest takeaway? She's like, the community. I feel I'm such a shy person, and I'm not feeling as shy as I normally do. So, for those of you who haven't been to conference, I remember sitting on calls like this. I remember Melissa calling me, coming to my house, and me being, just totally resistant, not open about it. Events in this business, guys, are the biggest thing that is going to drive you. It's going to drive your success. It's going to drive your team. And like everybody's saying on the call tonight, it's contagious. You come back so pumped up, full of life, that people can't not thrive off of you. It's just this completely wild thing. And because this is a home-based business, if you don't keep yourself on calls, going to events, getting to conference, getting to regionals, you can easily slump out of it, because if you don't have those time management skills and some kind of daily method of operation, Sarah Bashar and I, who's on the call today, she's my buddy on my team in Colorado. We were talking about this. It's just so easy for that to happen, right? You're like, life happens, next thing 3 days have passed by and you haven't done anything in your business. So I was a very bad leader, a bad person to follow. I didn't go to my first conference until I was a Q. If you're on tonight, you don't know what that is. It's the second from the top position in the marketing plan. I was too busy. I had 2 kids. I had my own job. My husband was traveling. I had all these excuses that I was legitimately using as excuses, instead of thinking, if I go to conference, I can move my business forward. So I can use those reasons to go to conference to move my business forward, instead of using them as an excuse. And like I said, I definitely duplicated. This business is all about finding somebody to duplicate. I duplicated an NMD, which I kept telling Sarah, I'm like, I feel like I gave birth to you today, which is gross, but I gave birth to me, sort of, in the sense of her first conference as an NMD. And I can't tell you guys what that feels like. It's like, I don't even know what to compare it to. You get into this business because of yourself. You're like, either you want to help people, you want to make money, you want to do both, you want to get out of your job, whatever your reason is. But as you get further into this business and you develop those relationships and those friendships, it becomes so much more. It becomes about helping other people build and grow their dreams. And, Sarah's my best friend's sister, and I found her in my one random post on Facebook. She found me. And I remember when she first started, she was like, one day I want to have a family. She couldn't get pregnant. Like, I've gone through so much with her. She finally got pregnant. She had her baby. She's so close to quitting her job. And if you believe in yourself and you think that you can do this business, start it off as a hobby, 15 minutes a day, whatever you can put in, but just know that it's going to change. It's going to evolve. And you have this amazing opportunity to watch your team develop into these fantastic versions of themselves. And I had the pleasure, and I was so lucky to grab my buddy's hand and do the 5 deep breaths backstage. And we held hands out onto the stage, and she was like, don't stand far from me. And I just stood a little bit behind her, and I watched her shine. And she could not have done that a year ago, guys. She couldn't have done that 2 years ago. I couldn't have. And she's come into her own, and she's a beautiful leader now. And she's leading a group of amazing people that I got so much time to spend with this weekend. And, you have the opportunity to join this business, and it's going to be something different for everyone. But for me, the community is the biggest thing. I've met some of my best friends in this business who I get to work with every single day and help them to grow, this life that they can actually choose to be present in. So with that being said, it's already 9:15. Thank you guys so much for hopping onto the call tonight. And, you know, the flight to Tampa from Toronto, guys, in the fall is $320 right now. I'm going to be booking. Some of my girls on my team are booking this week, and then it's done. I'm accountable. I'm accountable to them. I'm accountable to myself. It's out of the way. There's lots of people that are looking at booking either houses or apartments with multiple rooms in them instead of doing the hotel thing. Like, get to conference. You'll get the vision. You'll get the big picture, and you can do what you choose to do because it is so awesome. So friggin' awesome. I'll pass it back over to Nicole.
Awesome. So I think that's it. Just as we wrap up, thank you for joining us. For those of you that don't know, we are starting up our Healthy Living Revolution calls starting tomorrow. Nikki has posted on Team B. So, you know, we had 24 new reps join us last month, which means a good chunk of them probably want to get their business up and running and started. So for those of you that are finding it hard to connect with your team and help them with events, the easiest way is to get them tapped into our Healthy Living Revolution calls. So it's tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 30 minutes. It's going to be live, and we're going to continue doing these for 8 weeks in a row. We've got leadership commitment. So some of you that are on the call tonight, you might get asked by your leader to be part of it over the next 8 weeks. And then starting on July 1st that week, we're going to be back in doing a 90-day game plan, July, August, September, building into the next conference. So I think that's pretty much it that I have. If you are in Toronto, we do have a regional coming up next Saturday, 9 till 1, $10 a ticket. If you haven't got your ticket, a great opportunity to grab it and maybe buy a couple for your newbies and get them out and get them inspired. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night.